Okay, 2011 Nissan Murano all-wheel drive. Just got this thing a couple months ago. Anyways, it has a fog light. Doesn't work. Glass is cracked. I'm going to try to figure out how to get this thing out of here. I think we have to go from behind the car, or behind the bumper. So it looks to me the light should be right about here. You got a splash guard that should remove some clips. One, two, one over here. Looks like one up there. And you should be able to pull this thing back far enough. I'm going to pull the wheel off, not because I have to. I think if you turn the wheel all the way to the left, you could probably get to it, but these brakes are really squealing when you first started up in the morning. Plus, they've got a pretty bad vibration if you hit the brakes hard. So I think the rotors are warped, and I want to see what the pads look like. So I'm going to pull the wheel off. All right, so there's what it looks like with the wheel off. Brake pads look good on this thing. Anyways, I'm going to pull out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this thing, you should have plenty of room. I sprayed these with WD-40. I don't know why. I'm so used to spraying WD-40 on everything. Since I live in the Rust Belt, it's a whole different ball game up here when you're working on cars. Anyways, let's get these things out. Okay, so I took out, I don't know, 6 clips. And I've got the fender liner kind of held in place by the brake caliper. There's your windshield washer reservoir. There's your driving light, fog light, whatever. Looks like it's held in place by clips inside of a housing. So the there's a clip right there. Looks like another one up here somewhere. Hard to see. Right there. Your light. That's your housing. And the actual lights inside it. Because here's what the new one looks like. I got this off eBay. This one has a H11 bulb in it. Came with an H11 bulb. I think the bulb that's in there is H8, if I'm not mistaken. But you can see there's only one screw here, Phillips head screw. But let's compare them. Let's see if we can get this thing out and compare them. This thing was $13 shipped, less than 13. That's glass. The other one's glass. If you want an OEM one, they're made by Valeo, V-A-L-E-O. This one should say Valeo on the back. You can get one for about $40 on Rock Auto, shipped. Doesn't say OEM, but they are Valeo, and I think that's who makes the OEM ones. So anyways, let's see if we can get this thing out. Okay, so you have to take out this molding that fits in there. Clips, see, clip. You have to kind of stick a screwdriver in the top of it and push down. 1, 2. So 1 on the top, 3 near the wheel, 1 in the center, 1 towards inner. I got the first 2 out and I just pulled on it. It came out. Anyways, that's what they fit into. Now the fog light is inside of this rubber housing, which is part of the bumper. That doesn't come out. So it should, I took off that Phillips screw off the back of it. It actually broke off. It was down here somewhere. Anyways, it broke off. It should come out. You can't pull it out the back. It's inside that rubber housing. It's got to go out the front. So let's see if we can pull it out the front. All right, so once you get that front cover off, there's only two things holding it in. You're going to have to remove that Phillips head screw right there, which mine broke off. And then there's a clip right here on the bottom of the light. That's what's holding the whole thing in. So if you take your screwdriver, pull it down like that, it'll come right out. There it is. Okay, so here we go. Here's the one I took out. It says value somewhere on the front of the glass. This is the OEM Nissan right there. Also, that's the bulb, H8, which is what I thought. Also says value on the back. Let's compare. $40 OEM if you're lucky versus $13 shipped. Free shipping. Okay, so they pretty much look identical. You know, this has an H8 bulb. It says 12 volt, 35 watt. This has an H11 bulb, 12 volt, 55 watt. That screw, the OEM one has a hex head on it, so you can take it off with a wrench. The one I got from China is just a Phillips head. This is for holding it in, nothing more than holding it in. This down here, you can adjust these. That is an adjustment for the beam. You just turn that. So those are pretty much identical. This cap, I don't know what this cap is for, but it does come off. That cap comes off. You got the spot for the bottom clip down there. Bottom clip. So they look pretty much identical. The top, I mean, they're the same size. Looks like about 3.5 inches across. Yeah, I mean, they're the same size, 3.5 inches across. If you want to get really technical, the new one weighs about 7.6 ounces. The old one, looks like the old one weighs a little bit more. I mean, the OEM one weighs a little bit more. More plastic on this, but it looks identical. Yeah, I can tell the one from China, the plastic's different. Let's get it in there. Okay, putting it back in should be pretty straightforward. This is the bottom. That Phillips head screw, make sure you take it out before you put it in. That's on the top. So it goes in like this. That tab right there, it's going to hold it in. Should be able to push it straight back. That's it, it's in. And then you have to put that Phillips head screw up there on the top. That's it. Plug in the wire. You're done. Put everything back together. Put your fender liner in. Get your tabs all in. That's it. So to adjust the beam, here's the old one. Headlight, light sitting like that. And here's the adjustment. And if you look in the bottom, you probably can't see, there's a Phillips head in there. So you can adjust it by turning it. I don't know, clockwise I think is make the beam go higher. Counterclockwise I think is to make the beam go down. But you can get a screwdriver in there, right here. You can actually see it if it would focus. You can see it turning. I don't know which way. But anyways, that's to adjust the beam. Okay, car's running. Let's compare. I turned it on just briefly to test it, make sure it was working. There you go. I don't see any light shining on the ground in front of the one we just put in. You can definitely see the light from the OEM one on the ground right here. I don't know if it's adjusted bad. I don't know the difference between an H11 bulb and an H8 bulb. I guess the only way to tell is at night. Might have to do some adjustments, but looking at them right now, from this point, the OEM bulb looks a lot brighter, but we'll see. Good luck.